competition in the mid-sized truck segment is hotter than it has been in decades. Everyone is upping their game right now, and the latest fresh machine to reveal itself is the all-new 2024 Ford Ranger. This truck gets some great upgrades across every aspect of it, from the frame and suspension to the engine options and into the cabin, then back out into the bed. But of course, the real bit of news that's most exciting, it's the arrival of the 2024 Ranger Raptor. We'll cover the bulk of the main Ranger first, since Ford will sell a lot more of these and not everyone wants or needs the Raptor. I mean, I want and need one, but maybe you don't. So for the 2024 Ranger, Ford has re-engineered this thing from the ground up. With the frame, Ford stretched the wheelbase and the track width while also moving the rear shocks and shock mounts outboard from the frame rails. This means the truck should be more stable at speed, have greater space in the bed, and then allow for greater off-road capability thanks to the changed shock placement. In the cab, Ford says the Ranger gets nicer materials, the fit and finish is better, and there's more tech on offer as well. The standard gauge cluster is an 8-inch digital display, but you can jump to a full 12.4-inch digital cluster. There's a 10.1-inch center screen that comes standard, but a larger 12-inch screen is available. There's also an available wireless charger. The second row storage has been better optimized, and the rear seat backs can fold fully flat if you're hauling gear inside the truck. The new Ranger can be fitted with Ford's zone lighting system, which you can control through the truck's touchscreen or via a Ford Pass app. And the bed itself can be had with an integrated step behind the rear tires. Or you can also opt for a 400-watt power inverter with an outlet in the bed to run any gear you need. Even better is the fact that the larger bed now has over 4 feet of width between the wheel wells. As for power, the standard engine is the familiar 2.3-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder engine. It's rated to deliver 270 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. Even better, however, is that Ford will now offer the larger 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6. This engine is rated to deliver 315 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. It's clearly an effort to keep up with Chevy's own 2.7, which tosses out a bit more torque. Both engines in the new Ranger are paired with a 10-speed automatic gearbox. The base wheel is a 17-inch wheel, and you can opt up to 18-inch wheels. Front and rear, you have 12-inch brake rotors, and then the rear end is a solid axle setup with leafs and those outboard mounted shocks. All of that's well and good, right? So let's move on to the Raptor already. I'm very excited that we finally get this here in the States. It's not surprising that Ford wanted to wait for the new generation Ranger, and this thing sounds like it's a blast. Under the skin, Ford fits the Ranger Raptor with Fox 2.5 live valve shocks. The fronts get coilovers while the rears get remote reservoirs. Ford takes the new Ranger frame and then reinforces the front rails, the shock towers, and a few other spots. Also great to see though is the front and rear lockers that Ford fits to this truck. At the corners, the Ranger Raptor wears 17-inch wheels wearing 33-inch BFGoodrich KO3 tires. Yes, this truck gets the next generation version of my favorite tire out there, making it the first to market with the new rubber, I believe. There's a Sierra coming that also has them. Pair that running gear with the 3-liter twin-turbocharged V6 EcoBoost engine, and you have quite a match. This mule makes 405 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque, and it too is backed up by a 10-speed automatic. And Ford is going to get the most out of this engine thanks to the many drive modes available. For example, in Baja mode, the truck makes use of an anti-lag system that keeps the turbo spinning on boost for up to 3 seconds when you back off the throttle. The idea is that you have power when you need it when you're coming out of a corner. In the cab, the paddle shifters are made of cast magnesium, there's the familiar centering mark on the steering wheel, and then you have 6 overhead switches ready for whatever gear you want to wire up. Knowing most of the buyers of this truck, I'm going to assume that means more lights. Still, the cab also features the larger screens available in the Ranger as outlined earlier. There's Ford Performance seats with more bolstering, and then you have a 360-degree camera system and a Bang & Olufsen sound system. The Ranger Raptor is ready to kick butt. And it actually already has, since Ford ran a pre-production model in the Baja 1000. The truck finished the course, but also won its class, then drove home from the finish line back to California. I mean, Ford isn't saying that this was a class of one, but still, the truck finished and was driven back home, and that's the most important part of that bit. Okay, so let's talk price though. The base Ranger starts at $34,160, and you'll have the XL, XLT, and Lariat models from which to choose. The Ranger Raptor starts at $56,960. And well under 60 grand is a great place for this thing to live. I just worry about the markups it will get, because then you're basically into F-150 Raptor country, and that's not what this truck is about or who it's for. The Ranger Raptor is perfectly sized, has great power and potential on tap, and I really hope that Ford can find a way to keep the dealer level pricing in check. I'm not confident, but I am hopeful.